What's up everyone? Welcome back to Chefing with Shane. Today we're making something delicious and super simple. Chicken bacon ranch quesadillas. Juicy chicken, melty cheese, crispy bacon, and of course that delicious ranch flavor that we all know and love. And guys, stick around because I'll be dropping some helpful tips so you can make these for yourself. Let's get into it. Okay, first thing we're gonna start off with is this chicken. Gonna add about a tablespoon or two worth of olive oil in your pan. And we're gonna go in with our chicken. Got 3 chicken breasts here. Now you can choose how much chicken you wanna make based on the amount of quesadillas you're looking for. I'm making 3 because you can always keep this in the fridge and just kind of make them as a nice lunch. It could in a way be a nice meal prep for you. But now I'm gonna go in with about half of my seasoning. I got a teaspoon of garlic powder, teaspoon of onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon of paprika, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cumin, and then salt and pepper. About half of that on there. And you can bake this chicken as well with the same exact seasoning. 350 for 20 to 25 minutes in the oven. It'll come out nice. Only difference is you'll get a way more golden brown on the edges, nice crust on this chicken if you do it on the stovetop, so that's why I'm choosing to do it on the stovetop. All right, we've just flipped our chicken over. I like to flip it over before it gets the crust on it so that the seasoning can kind of soak in a little bit better. I'm just gonna add the rest of that on there. And this is gonna be tons of flavor on this chicken. A lot of the flavor between the ranch, the bacon, and the chicken. It's gonna be amazing. All right, this chicken's browning up nicely. It's been cooking about 8 to 10 minutes now. I'm gonna take it off, cut it up, check the temperature, make sure it's done. Pretty sure mine's done. I'm gonna cut into it. We gotta shred this up anyways. So I'm gonna take this off and then we're gonna throw the bacon in the same pan as we just cooked this chicken. Start getting that crisping up. All right, popping that heat back up to medium. Just gonna throw that bacon right in there, same pan. All that extra flavor ain't gonna hurt it. I'm using 3 pieces, but that's just because I'm not planning on cooking this all up today. Or I'm not planning on making all the quesadillas today. So for 3 chicken breasts, I'd recommend maybe 5 to 6. You can always use more bacon. I've never used too much bacon. So I'm just plopping in 3 pieces. Like I said, use 5, 6, or more. But I'm gonna let this get nice and crispy, and then we'll start making our filling and get these on the griddle. Bacon, nice and crispy. Just gonna transfer that over to a plate with a paper towel on it. Let some of that fat soak up. They begin to get even more crispy as they sit. So we're gonna go shred up this chicken, or we're just gonna add in that chicken into this bowl. And one of my commenters in one of my previous videos recommended this method of shredding chicken, and I tried it last time. It worked out great. And the method is just simply using a hand mixer. Now the method works super well. One thing I will say, it seems that the bigger the piece of chicken is, it shreds up easier. If it's too small, it kind of flings off the beater. But it works out really well. Gets in a nice thin shreds. And especially if you got bad hands, super, super simple. Now, I'm gonna shred this up a little bit more finely, but then we're gonna go ahead and mix everything together. It'll be our filling, and then we'll start throwing it on the griddle, get it nice and crispy. All right, at this point, got the bacon here, nice and crispy. Just gonna take our knife, cut that up. Sharper the knife, the easier it'll be. You could also just kind of tear it up with your hands. But you're gonna want this bacon to be in nice, small pieces. So, that looks good to me. All right, at this point, we're about ready to assemble the filling. I'm throwing in 4 ounces of cream cheese. You wanna let that sit out for a little bit, get up to room temp. You could also throw it in the microwave for about 15-20 seconds. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. Then we're gonna go ahead in there with 2 tablespoons of mayo and 2 tablespoons of sour cream. Next, we're gonna throw in that bacon. 1 cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. And lastly, you're gonna add in 3 tablespoons, which is a whole 1 ounce packet of Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning. And then we're gonna mix that up. Definitely making sure to get that sour cream well incorporated in there. Just gonna mix that up by hand because you don't want any clumps. It smells delicious, guys. There's so much flavor packed in here. You can already tell this is gonna be amazing. It's had a great one for meal prep too, because you can throw this mixture in a bowl. It'll be good for a couple days. You know you want lunch, throw this in a tortilla, put it on the stove. It'll melt up great. But yeah, just making sure no clumps in there. Starting to get to what we want. Almost looks like a tuna salad or something, but it smells great. Take a look at that. Let's get this in a nice tortilla and get on the stovetop. All right, so what I like to do is just grab some of that filling. And I got a huge, it's a grande size tortilla. And we're gonna just kind of spread that. We're gonna leave about 1/2 inch from the side because you don't want to overfill it, because then when you flip it, stuff's gonna fall out. But we partially do that because, of course, I'm gonna add some more cheese on there. So it'll help it from falling apart. Also, who doesn't love a little bit of extra cheese? So just gonna do that, fold it over, and then we're gonna get that griddle ready. All right, so I like to let this kind of preheat. I'm gonna throw not too much oil, maybe like a tablespoon. We're gonna need a paper towel, kind of thin that out all over the griddle. And we're gonna let that heat up. And because if you let it heat up, it'll brown nice and quickly, and then flip it over versus kind of a nice being a slow process. We're looking to get that hot and then melt the cheese, nice brown on it and a nice crunch. All right, now I'm gonna throw that on there. It's been preheating for a couple minutes now, and you can hear it kinda. Not a super aggressive sizzle, but you can definitely hear it cooking up. You're gonna wanna let that warm, the cheese to melt down. And guys, I'm not gonna lie, this thing is pretty glued together based on that mixture we made. So we're gonna get something at some point here, we're gonna press down, because that's the only way you're gonna get a real nice crust on this bad boy. So you're gonna use like a chef's press, some type of thing, some type of bacon press, or just maybe a plate or something, press down on it. All right, so as I said, I got my little press here. Optimally, you get one that's heavier so you can leave it on there, but I'm just gonna press down. And you're gonna see some of that filling's gonna go to the outside, but it's also gonna allow every single area to get nice and crispy on there. Just gonna leave it like that, let it brown up, check it in a minute or two. All right, at this point, I just took a peek. Looking nice and brown under there. Just gonna flip this nice and carefully. See some of that came out, but nice and brown. This will be the bottom anyways, but look at that. That's exactly what we're looking for. Perfect crust on that thing. Kind of press down a little bit more. Let this other side crisp up just like that. And that's why we're cooking it on medium, not super high, because if you cook it on too high, the stuff inside, it's just not gonna heat up all the way. It needs to be on here for a little bit. You still get that great crust, takes a couple extra minutes, but everything inside is perfect. Pushing it down, melts the cheese, melts everything else. So it's looking good, guys. All right, time to check the other side. Oh yeah, that's perfect. It's ready to go, guys. Don't want this to burn, so we're gonna simply transfer it, just like that. And we're gonna turn this off because I'm only eating one today. Hear that beautiful crunch? Cut that right down the middle. Oh yeah. Oh guys, that smells absolutely delicious. Look at that. Amazing. All right, there you have it. Delicious quesadilla, perfectly crispy. Let's try it out. Wow. Well, that's incredible. Incredible depth of flavor. I mean, the chicken, the bacon ranch, you can really taste that flavor. That is amazing. And I really hope you guys try this one out for yourself. This came out great, quick and easy, almost a meal prep of sorts, because I'm gonna keep this in the fridge. I'll probably have it for lunch for the next couple days. It'll last a little bit. Guys, don't forget, like, subscribe, check out some of my other videos, and let me know what you wanna see next. I'll see you guys in the next one.